Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of TEW 2020 Rise to the Top, where we are taking over the role of Tony Khan in AEW and trying to get them up to the heady heights of WWE. And today, I thought we'd start off looking at the storylines just very quickly because I was having a flick through to see how they're doing. And Express to Death, which is the Jurassic Express Death Triangle storyline, has 81 heat. 81 heat. Look at those scores. 80, 82 and 77. All Death Triangle matches. Or 2 Death Triangle matches and a Death Triangle promo. But that is insane. We're going to go straight now into episode number 5 of AEW Dark. This is a massive episode of Dark. We've got Britt Baker taking on Big Swole in the opening matchup. And our main event is Private Party going up against the newest tag team on the block. Matt Hardy and Joey Janela are now an official tag team, the Broken Bad Boys. Let's just jump straight into it. I'll see you in a second. And here we are at the first match. Dr. Britt Baker managed to beat Big Swole with the lockjaw, but during the match, Chris Statlander ran in and attacked Britt Baker. That's not what I said to happen. But okay. Britt Baker got a performance of 40 and Big Swole got 27. The crowds didn't like this. They don't like pre-show workers. Is that Big Swole then? Because I've had that before and Britt Baker has been fine. But I got a segment rating of 24, which isn't very good. But it did advance the Dr. Orsino storyline, but that lost heat as well. So all in all, not bad. What I said to happen was for Britt Baker to win via DQ because Chris Statlander ran in and attacked her. But that didn't happen. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. Next up we have Peter Avalon losing to Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy getting ready for that huge 6-man tag team match coming up at Fyter Fest. Defeated him via pinfall. Peter Avalon had an in-ring performance of 42 and Jungle Boy had a 41. The Worse Than AEW storyline and Express to Death storylines both advanced with this segment, and the crowd didn't like seeing Peter Avalon. And it got a 43. Lever Bates did some good work at ringside. Thank you, Lever. So let's move on to the next segment of the evening. Sean Spears. Sean Spears hits the ring with a microphone. I have been slacking. I came here to be a dominant force, and now I'm barely on Dynamite. My win-loss record is abysmal. I have not been pushing myself enough, but that changes now. I will prove to everyone that Sean Spears is not the next big thing, he is the big thing, and I'm going to start at Fyter Fest. So whoever wants to be my first victim, I'll be waiting. Oh, beautiful. So that's officially confirmed. Sean Spears will be hosting an open challenge for anyone at Fyter Fest. Sean Spears did a masterful job improvising interactions with the crowd. Tully Blanchard helped Spears during this segment, and he got an overall rating of 54. Hopefully, he's got low momentum at the moment, so hopefully, or cool momentum, whatever it is on this game. So hopefully, this will help bring him back up a little bit. So let's move on to the next segment of the evening. And now we have Lance Archer absolutely demolishing Sonny Kiss in just under 6 minutes with a blackout. Lance Archer got a rating of 48. Sonny Kiss got 26. The segment got a 46 overall. Lifting the crowd got them ready and buzzing for the main event, which is perfect. Lance Archer and Jake Roberts are a good pair, which is good. So let's move on to the next segment of the evening. Brandon Cutler is being interviewed backstage. Brandon, you asked for this interview time. What did you want to say? Well, I just wanted to come and let everyone know, including Peter Avalon, that at Fyter Fest, we'll be going one-on-one in a no disqualification match, and I will finally prove that I'm not the worst in AEW. So that is another match officially confirmed for Fyter Fest. Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon will finally get their hands on each other in a no disqualification match to see who is officially the worst wrestler in AEW. So the Worse Than AEW storyline has advanced and gained heat. Brandon Cutler liked not having a script. It's got an overall rating of 35. It cooled the crowd a little, which is a bit annoying because next up we have our huge main event of Private Party versus the newly formed tag team of the Broken Bad Boys. And in an absolutely a really long match, just under 18 minutes, the Broken Bad Boys pick up the win against Private Party with Joey Janela pinning Mark Quinn. This got a 62, which is that's a real good dark main event. Matt Hardy had a performance of 48 and was really off his game, so that's quite good. Joey Janela had a 49, sorry. Mark Quinn 59 and Isaiah Cassidy had a 66. Maybe I should be doing more with these guys. I don't know. Jesus, Private Party are really good, aren't they? They're fun to watch. They're a good team. I just, there's only so many teams. There's only so much time on pay-per-views and stuff. This first pay-per-view will be very helpful for me to sort of figure out how many storylines we can have going at once, how many matches we can fit onto a card in the 3 hours or however long it is. So I'm looking forward to booking that just for myself, so I can kind of figure out, going forward, we might have time for an extra tag team feud, not just the title feud, if that makes sense. So fingers crossed everything will work itself out. And it's still, like I said, I'm still getting to use with this game. So anyway, let's finish the show and move on to the end screen and see how we did. Oh, 51. I'm pretty sure that is our best episode of Dark so far. It's really annoying that it doesn't increase popularity or anything. But I mean, at least it doesn't decrease it when we have a 32 rated one. So yeah, overall, pretty decent. Sean Spears doing a really good promo. That main event was great. I think, yeah, I'm gonna keep things going between these guys. Broken Bad Boys. I can imagine Matt Hardy and Joey Janela working really well together. So yeah, there we go. So I will be back in just a moment's time, ready with the opening match of Dynamite. I'll see you in a minute. Hello and welcome back to AEW Dynamite, and we are kicking off tonight with a cold open with Kenny Omega walking around backstage looking for Hangman Adam Page. He spots him drinking with Private Party. Hey Adam, can we talk strategy for later? What are you talking about? The strategy for our match tonight against the Butcher and the Blade? Oh, yeah, I don't think we need to talk strategy or anything. We'll be fine. I'll see you in the ring. So, tensions building between the tag team champions. So I got a 69, which is a very nice start to the show. The Friends versus Friends storyline did well, and everyone likes not having a script. So that's good. So let's move on to our first match of the evening, the TNT Championship Open Challenge. And it is Isaiah Cassidy who this time comes down to the ring to challenge Cody for that TNT Championship, but he is defeated with a crossroads. That is defense number 4 of Cody's AEW TNT Championship. That only got a 52. Cody had a 52 rating. Cassidy had a 43. Championship is advanced but lost heat. Cody and Cassidy just don't click at all, and it showed in their performances. Okay, so they don't have very good chemistry. And then the same thing, just commentary was good. Cody had a ground swelling of public support, so let's move on to the next segment. And it is the Inner Circle, Santana, Ortiz, and Chris Jericho taking on the Strong Hearts of Shima, El Lindaman, and T-Hawk. And just after 11 minutes, Chris Jericho pinned El Lindaman with a lion salt. So this got a rating of 63. Jericho, Ortiz, and Santana getting 68, 67, 67. Those are some nice performances. T-Hawk, El Lindaman, 50, 40, and Shima with a 60. Shima off his game with a 60. The SU Never storyline advanced, and the match got the crowd buzzing, which is what you want. Let's move on to the next segment. So next up, we have a video showing JR interviewing cheerleader Melissa ahead of her AEW Women's Championship match at Fyter Fest. JR: Melissa, you've made quite an impression in AEW so far. What led you to debut in the way that you did? Cheerleader Melissa: I've been in this business for over 20 years. 20 years I've been sweating, bleeding, and crying for this spot. I look at the next generations of women's wrestlers, and honestly, they don't know the sacrifice I've had to make to get here. It's time that these women sweat, it's time they cry, and it's time for them to bleed. So this got a 77 rating. That is massive. That is massive. Cheerleader Melissa, was superb without a script, which is great. Jim Ross improvised well. I had to take Jim Ross off the commentary so he could be in the interview. So I'm not surprised the commentary is a bit weaker, but still a 77 is amazing for that. So let's move on to the next segment. And it is that tag team matchup that we saw announced earlier on this evening. So Omega and Page managed to defeat the Butcher and the Blade. It took them quite a while, over 12 minutes, and they could only do it by pinning the Blade with a fast roll-up. Not as convincing a performance as they would have liked heading into Fyter Fest in just 2 weeks' time. Kenny Omega got an 80 rating, Hangman Page got a 69, Butcher had a 41, the Blade had a 44, and the Friends vs. Friends storyline has automatically advanced with that. And again, I don't need to say it every time. The announcing quality is great. Kenny Omega was head and shoulders above everyone else in the ring. He really was. So let's move on. That is a very nice matchup to have. Awesome. So next up we have the women's champion, Hikaru Shida, debuting in this series, Jamie Hayter, in just over 12 minutes. So Hikaru Shida got a performance of 41 and Jamie Hayter got 36. A pretty vocal crowd didn't seem particularly thrilled with seeing Jamie Hayter, and the match was poorly placed. A red hot crowd is not going to get excited by a match designed to gently lift them. Okay, that was my bad. So a 34 rating, that's bad. I really like Jamie Hayter. I've only seen her when she's been on like Dynamite and Dark, but she blew me away. I thought she was great the few times that she's wrestled on there. Let's move on to the next segment. So we have, following up from last week, with MJF pinning Wardlow and Darby Allin on a mission to prove that he is the better out of the two of them. So this week we had Darby Allin versus Wardlow, and in a quite a long match, Darby Allin managed to defeat Wardlow, but only by using a fast roll-up. So Darby Allin had an in-ring performance of 58 and Wardlow had 39. Darby Allin seemed off his game, which isn't great, but still got a 53 rating overall. And let's move on to see what happens next. So MJF slides into the ring and starts to pummel a worn-out Darby. Wardlow gets to his feet and joins in. Wardlow hits his finisher on Darby, and then MJF locks in the Salt of the Earth. Referees run out to stop the assault and pull MJF off Darby. Darby is passed out in the ring while MJF and Wardlow walk backstage. So the next big thing storyline advanced but lost heat. That's annoying. The lack of anything interesting happening. Are you serious? Maybe I'm doing the wrong... obviously I'm writing my own things, but maybe I'm using the wrong preset to do that. I'm not sure. I'm only getting a 32. But what's going to happen moving forward next week between MJF and Darby Allin? I can't wait to find out. Let's move on to the next segment. And our main event of the evening, Brian Cage going one-on-one with Dustin Rhodes. And Brian Cage defeats Dustin Rhodes with a pump handle facebuster. And halfway through this match, the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley decided to come down through the crowd and get a front row seat to watch his opponent at Fyter Fest close up. So Brian Cage had a performance of 65 and Dustin Rhodes had a 53. Again, this match was poorly placed. A wild brawl. Needs a crowd who are buzzing. Yeah, I kind of let the crowd slip, and then I thought this would be a good wild brawl, but unfortunately not. But still, 53 is a decent rating. And let's move on to the final segment of this week's Dynamite. So after the match, Brian Cage notices that Moxley has been watching from the crowd. He runs, hops the barricade, and the two start to brawl throughout the crowd. Cage gains the upper hand and powerbombs Moxley through a table in the technical area and leaves him on the floor. He walks back through the ring to the stage, turns around to celebrate, where he sees Jon Moxley staggering to his feet and staring Cage down as we go off air. What an ending. What an ending to Dynamite. These two can't wait to get their hands on each other inside a ring. So the Man vs. Machine storyline advanced and the segment gained heat. Jon Moxley came across well, and Jon Moxley took a stump bump during this angle. He did indeed. So overall, let's see how this show fared. A 66 rating. 66. Not terrible. Not our best. So this increased our popularity in 22 regions, which isn't too bad. After this, we'll go through the NXT, we'll see what their rating was as normal and do the emails and stuff. But then I'm going to get us a deal in India. I don't think we can get one in Oceania, but I think we can get one in India. So we'll try and do that so we can boost our popularity in other places as well. But 66, it was really good the first half, and then that Shida match and the MJF attacks thing. I made some bad decisions when booking it. So it's a bit disappointing that it's only a 66, but that's okay. Let's move on and let's look at how NXT got on this week. Okay, so we are back and let's see how NXT got on. They had a 76 show where their main event was a Damian Priest draw with Tommaso Ciampa. The CPU, I don't know, they just do they do pre-show stuff, which I don't. Because Dark is like the pre-show and post-show matches, I don't know, it feels like that would be kind of cheating, I guess. Finn Balor managed to leave Tommaso, yeah, alright. They got some weird stuff going on there, like Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream defeat Killian Dane and Imperium. Alright, fair enough. So they got 1.5 million viewers. How do we get on in the viewings? Drugs test, yeah. We got 1.2, which isn't too bad. That's not too bad. And let's look at Ring of Honor as well. They got an 80 for their one. Marty Scurll defeating Shane Taylor. Brody King defeated Jay Lethal, Rush, and Jeff Cobb in a ladder match. Damn. Very nice. So now let's go on to the broadcasting. And we want to view all broadcasters. Search. Any type, any style. Let's look in India and we'll negotiate. Fight TV, we'll do it in India. Any type. Is that really it? Alright, but I can't do that because we've already got... Is that right? Or can I do it? I can do that. Okay. They're not offering to give us that prime time slot. Graveyard. What about late night? Alright, they'll give us the late night slot. And let's say... and we would like 50-50. They're not willing to do that. Okay, what about 40% to us? Let's do that. So we're going to be shown in India now on Fight TV for 1 year. We just got to make it better than 33, which is definitely doable. Oh, what? It clashes with ITV. Oh, okay, yeah, because they're both... Yeah, okay, it clashes with everyone. Ooh. Okay. What about... That's a bit annoying. What about in... Well, what am I doing? What am I actually doing right now? Search. There we go. In Oceania, they have their... And they're the same. So I can't do that one. Japan, we've already got stuff in Japan, don't we? YouTube Asia. That's for Dark. But, could we put... Right, let's have a look at this. Let's go back. Let's have a look at our coverage for television. Where is... Oh, Japan's there. It's big. But what... Am I being really dumb right now? Right, for TV shows, let's have a look. So we got TNT. No, yeah, so we don't have Dynamite being shown in Japan. So maybe we could do a deal with the YouTube there to get Dynamite in. They won't give us the prime time slot. What about late evening? No. What about late night? Yeah, okay. And will they give us 50-50? They would. Would they go more? Oh, there's no money involved, is there? Anyway, it's YouTube. So it doesn't matter. Let's propose that deal. And yeah, okay. So now Dynamite is at least being shown in Japan as well, which is good. It's a really nice... I thought I could get it in India, but I must not be able to for some reason. Let's just have another look. India... Any. Right, what have they got? They're not interested. Why aren't they interested? The company must be based in India. Ring of Honor aren't bloody based in India, are they? You liars. Impact Plus, New Japan World, Sony 10. Oh, is that what our... That must be what our thingies are on. It's really annoying that all of these say the company must be based in India, because that means I'm never going to be able to get a deal there. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode, I think. So, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And let me know if there's anything, actually, let's have a look at popularity. I don't know where that is. Maybe let's not look at popularity. Okay, so I have found the progress. So we've gone up by a couple in America, like 2, 1, not any in Puerto Rico or Hawaii. Canada, we've gone up slightly. Mexico, we've stayed exactly the same. The British Isles, we've gone up slightly as well. With Japan, we've stayed the same, but hopefully now we've got that TV or that YouTube deal. That will be able to increase a little bit. Europe, we've stayed the same. What about Europe? Are we not showing that? Maybe... Oceania, we can't do it. So let's just have one last look at broadcasting in Europe, and then I promise I'll actually end the episode. Okay, so we won't be able to do them. Days in Sports we won't be able to do. Fight TV we won't be able to do. Pivot Share, no, that's all got that stuff as well. Santana, that's got the UK in it. WXW Now's got the UK in it. I guess we could do YouTube again. You know, we won't be getting any money, but at least we will... oops, not events. For Dynamite, at least we will be able to get more people to view it. So that's alright. So another late night slot in Europe, but at least... Oh, what clashes with... Oh, do they... Does their YouTube... Oh, it does. Okay, no. So we can't get anything in Europe currently either. So maybe we'll have to work on getting something in the UK that can be done everywhere. I'm not sure. But that's... something to worry about in the future. So that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Tell a friend who you think might enjoy. And we will be back for the go-home shows of Dark and Dynamite before Fyter Fest. You don't want to miss it. See you next time. Goodbye.